Yo, yo, what up? It's your boy JayHits, back at it again. Gonna try and make this my new weekly thing, trying to do the best of compilation. I record a couple videos throughout the week, people I think are really good matches, and then I'll try and put the highlights together. This right here, usually try and save the best for last, but I'm starting off with the best right off the top. This right here is the man, Gray God, the God of the Gray. You see him dropping a level 7 Kenny right there. Got some level 5 epics, level 6 Jimmy. This guy is no joke. I'm not sure if any of you reread it or on the Facebook, but he had just posted an awesome rant to the devs about ways to fix the game. So for those who don't know, Gray God is pretty much holding it down. He's a leader of the Casa Bonitas clan. Right there you got the level 4 Randy, which is a huge pain in the ass, so I use my combust on that. I got Dog Poo to hit the tower. Dog Poo is super strong, one of my favorites. Not only did he have the level 7 smacking him around like a gangster, and then yeah, the level 5 Stan is super tough to kill, so the best I can do is try and drop Jimmy as slow as charge, but that doesn't do any good. I'm getting picked away by BHK. The Bounty Hunter Kyle is good, really good. Flying archers are amazing, especially when they're buffing all your other fighters or charging them once they get a kill, so he has lots of perks. That level 6 Blood Elf, she is just nasty. For 3 energy, she's doing like 150 damage, and she's just ripping people apart. She doesn't have the greatest health bar, but as far as damage, she's doing massive damage to people. Get that charge off. Hopefully she can put a couple shots into him. Nope, it didn't last very long. Gotta bust out that Satan. Oh, man. I got really lucky, too, that he dropped that Dog Poo. A little extra value to that Satan bomb I put in there. Satan's kind of like playing Rogue Token. You just got that war cry that's kind of clearing out a radius. Except with Satan, obviously, it's a more bigger radius and more damaging war cry, but I love that element of him. They did a really good job introducing a new card. Haven't been a fan of all the cards they've introduced, but definitely a big fan of Satan. Right there I busted the Hallelujah. I'm trying to keep 3 of my best fighters alive. A level 3 Satan, a level 4 Mecha, and a level 4 Medusa. So if you want to be competitive, you got to keep your best fighters alive. I'm doing everything I can. As you see, Mecha just died right there, but it's alright, because I got Dog Poo going strong. There you go. I think that's twice that Dog Poo actually got a bar off of him, so I guess Dog Poo would maybe be my MVP? I don't even mind getting the fart, because honestly, I don't think he knew who I was. I think I actually talked to him later, and I told him good game, and he's like, that was you? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, that's why I farted on you, because I didn't know who you were. There's so many people at the end of the season that just start popping up out of nowhere, and you're like, who the hell are these people? So I think because the fact I changed my name, he didn't expect it was JayHits, because the old dirty bastard is really the JayHits303 in disguise. I left all my other alt accounts as JayHits. I have JayHits303 Jr. and JayHits303 alt, but JayHits303 is now currently Old Dirty Bastard with the backwards R, because that's how gangster I am, keeping it backwards. Not that that has anything to do with being gangster, but I just said that. So, you get a lot of nonsense in these videos. It is what it is. I'm just going to keep it going. Hopefully this is entertaining. Best part about fantasy is that you do have Rogue Token. People don't like Rogue Token, but when the game started, I would use Stan the Great and Rogue Token, and that shit got me so far. When everybody else was struggling, like, that was the combo, and then they had to nerf Stan the Great, and then they nerfed him again. So at a certain point, it was like, what can you do? Like I said, that Blood Elf is doing hella damage. She totally just smashed my whole entire push. That's a really smart combust. It's a 5 energy Randy and a 5 energy combust, so it's an even trade. Sometimes when I'm combusting like a Mecha Timmy, it's like you gotta get rid of a Mecha Timmy, but it costs 4 energy and you're using 5 energy, so technically it's a -1 loss. But there are just some cards you have to deal with. There I am getting little pop-up messages. Got little chats going on all the time for my crew and the leader chats. I try and mute them all, but sometimes I forget. See shit pop up in the corner. Cracks me up when I go back and watch these videos. Once again, very smart combust. Token's only a 4 energy player, but he can cost a lot of damage and a lot of harm by absorbing people's health with his special ability. So, I mean, I would definitely use my combust on a not rogue token, on a witch doctor. So that was a good play. Right now I got 3 of my strongest soldiers. Oh my god, he hits me with the power bind, or she hits me with the power bind. The king, it's probably a him. That power bind is a really genius move. I've argued with people about what's a better card, power bind or purify, and I always say power bind is way better. People are like, no, but purify can wipe off Ninju's buff. It's like, Ninju buff somebody and you can wipe out the buff, but you still have to deal with those fighters. It's like when you power bind some of these guys like a Mekatimi is worthless. He is just a regular average archer once you have him power binded and he can't mind control people. The mind control has the best value of having a Mekatimi. So if you're not using him properly, then you're not really getting your value's worth. If you're watching, freaking Randy, amazing Randy, was sitting there just picking me apart for about 30 seconds. He was on the field in the back. I wasn't counting, but I bet you he launched probably like 10 extra chickens on me. It really made it impossible to get that push going while I was talking. So I was really eager to get rid of that goddamn Randy, so I wasted my Satan on him. I feel like I'm probably could have made a better play, but killing Randy was fulfilling enough. King Oates is like a top 50 player all the time. I think maybe even a top 25 player, so I really wasn't mad that I didn't win. I would have been happy winning, don't get me wrong, but like sometimes a draw is just as good as a loss. I like that right there when they try and hit me with lightning at the end. I always try and hit people with lightning or combust at the end. Obviously it wasn't enough to finish me off, but I knew she wanted that victory. No one ever wants a draw. Boom! 112 points. I thought that was pretty freaking amazing, getting 112 points for a draw. On to the next fight, trying to keep the pace going. Alright, getting into this. So right here, I don't know if you know this or not, but that mask is a rare mask that they only gave to the top 25 people about 3 seasons ago, so 3 months ago. So when I very first was getting into the top 25 legendary, I got some like really cool stripe suit and a stupid helmet, and I think that was when they got the mask, because he's got the suit on right there in the mask, but I didn't get the mask, I just got the suit. But no, if you see that mask, you know they mean business. They're obviously a really good player. They've been in the top 25, so that's no joke. Obviously, I'm getting picked apart by Randy. Randy just took the freaking tower, which is a little upsetting, but it is what it is. I was trying to get that heal to keep Butters alive. If I could have got one more hit out of Butters, I could have got the rest of that tower or prolonged that push. But Kenny and Butters is such a quick duo. They just literally diced me up right there. So now I got Slow Timmy doing a lot of damage, but coming in really slow. Level 5 dog poo. That thing right there is nasty. That thing's probably going to 2-hit kill me. So yeah, that didn't take much. What can you do? Epics are hard to get. A level 5 epic is pretty hard to get. So once you see him, you just got to try your best to not die. Got my level 4 Randy out there holding it down. I really think Randy's got good value. If you can get his charge off, you can get a little assassin out there. An assassin costs at least 2 energy. So 2 energy minus the 5 energy for Randy means I really feel like Randy costs 3 and that little assassin costs 2. Or Randy costs 4 and that little assassin costs 1. But either way you look at it, I feel like Randy is an amazing value. I constantly am counting energy. I feel like that's an important factor of the game. Oh, this right here is so freaking heartbreaking. I had my combust out. I seen him at midfield, and I freaking missed. That right there is me slamming my goddamn phone down. That's why the screen flips. I was really mad. I mute these videos and go back and do commentary, but at this point I was probably cussing like a maniac because I wish I would have won that, or I wish I wouldn't have lost. I was totally prepared and had my combust ready, but you can miss with combust and literally waste it, which just really pisses me off. You see Dougie, so you point at midfield, but you can miss. so I was too slow and I aimed behind him. But knowing you can miss, if I aim at my tower and try and aim for where he's going to be, I could throw it too soon and miss ahead of time. So lightning is awesome because you can never miss with lightning, but you can miss with combust. And it costs 5 energy, which is just devastating when you do miss. Right now I got my token down there. I really want to get that charge off. Oh, I'd rather get the bar, I guess. Getting the charge would have been good because I could have sucked the life out of that bounty hunter Kyle. But getting the bar is really important. I like this emote better guy because he's definitely a shit talker. I've said it before in my last video. People who talk shit help motivate me and push me to play harder. So I like the fact that this guy is taunting me a little bit. It's kind of like, alright, you want to see what I got? I'll show you what I got. Obviously, people don't know I'm sitting on that Satan. I'm trying to time this where everybody can get close. Sometimes you wait too long and you lose a bar, but I managed to save the bar in the nick of time. But a level 4 Medusa fully charged with a buff is pretty freaking dangerous at this point. So him combusting my Satan really sucks. Really sucks. Getting laughed at really sucks. Right now, like, vengeance is all I can think about. So I just wasted combust on her. I don't know if wasting combust was the best thing. I probably could have played another fighter. He knows I made a interesting move. It's definitely emoting me. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just give him a thumbs up. I kind of feel like that's kryptonite for someone who's taunting you. You see him farting. You see him getting mad. We got the tally on tally. I got the tower zapping, though. So I managed to get my tally out of there with a pretty fair amount of health. Got to get that staff down. That staff really cranks out health in the last minute of a battle because you're already getting extra energy, and then you drop the staff, and your energy is just through the roof. Like, at this point, I'm trying to drop people quicker before I am wasting energy and my health bar is full. And then the other thing I like to do is stagger fighters. So obviously I got one high, one low, one left, one right. They took out Randy, which is shitty, but I have Medusa back there, so she can hold them off, because literally she's like a freaking tank. So she's doing her thing. And then I drop somebody else in between Medusa and PC to keep him alive. This bounty hunter sneaking up is devastating because he can just aim at your tower. I dropped the tally underneath him to slow him down, so he literally only gets like 2 shots off, and he's not shooting at my tower. He spent it shooting at tally. Allows me to keep Medusa alive and get my push going down the field. At this point, this guy's not talking shit anymore. You don't see him emoting. You see me bust out my hallelujah. Hallelujah is made to be used when you have multiple fighters. Don't hallelujah one fighter. Hallelujah multiple people. 3 people on the field is tons of value. Oh, he didn't like that. No, he didn't like that at all. I should have given him a thumbs up or something. He would have liked that. 148, I think that means that they were probably close to my ranking. If I was at like rank 150, he was probably rank 140 or 160, probably like plus or 10, somewhere within me. That's usually when I get that amount of points. If I'm in the hundreds and they're in the top 50, that's when I'll usually get like 200. If they're in the top 20, then I'll usually get the 250 if I can beat them, but it's really hard to beat somebody in the top 20, obviously. Speaking of fighters in the top 20, got Ando, which is probably a top 5 fighter, top 2 fighter, so it depends on what day of the week it is. I knew this was going to be a good match as soon as it started, so I had to press record. I didn't even have my regular deck on. I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday, and it was a fantasy day or something, so I was trying to get points in my deck. He's using Mr. Hanky. You don't see Mr. Hanky a lot, so I thought that was really interesting. Kudos to him for trying something different. Obviously, he has a level 4 Mr. Hanky, which makes it a lot different, especially now that they buff Mr. Hanky and he can actually do damage. But getting that Stand of Many Moons charge buffed, where he's going super quick, it's like that thing's doing hella good damage, and he's definitely getting his money's worth out of it. The only thing I don't like about Mr. Hanky is when he actually buffs him, it starts spinning really fast, and you cannot see as the opponent what the charge level is. You can't see how close it is. Like right now, the enemy can see that Wendy was almost charged. Now she's charged, and I have my charged ability waiting. It's like when they drop that Mr. Hanky, you cannot tell how close they are to getting their charge off. Kind of upsets me. Pope Timmy and Ninju is a good play because you get to buff everybody on the field. But if you have nobody on the field, only Pope Timmy got that buff. So taking out Pope Timmy kind of negated what Ninju was doing. At this point, I just have to stop Ninju from taking the bar. Marcus isn't very tough, but he's tough enough to stop him. Get that Pello off. I was going to say purse. I love all the little pill bottles that spill out when he hits him. So at this point, I'm doing pretty good, and then he busts out the Pastor. If you bust out the Pastor Craig, pretty much knew that Stan was about to follow, because Stan is one of those cards that you're going to want to take out immediately. And not only does he pull out the Stan and the Pastor so I can't combust it, but then he charges it with the Hanky. So right now, all the cards are in his favor. He's got level 4 and level 5 legendaries out there, and he's got them all charged and buff. There he goes with his ability, so kudos to him, man. That's a solid game. I tried to get my Satan off, but I somehow missed that little Pastor Boy, or maybe I didn't miss him. Maybe the level 5 Pastor Boys are just that tough where Satan didn't even kill him. But a level 5 Medusa buffed. She just made mincemeat of Satan. Randy was sitting behind Satan. He made mincemeat of Satan. They basically just diced that fool up. One of the only bad things I don't like about Satan is how big he is. You can't even see when other fighters are behind him sometimes because he blocks a lot of the field. So it is what it is. Taking a loss from a top player, it happens. But hopefully there was some things to learn or you saw in that. A lot of people on my team ask me like what it is fighting in the top 100 or fighting the top fighters. So it's like I try and make these battles to show people what it's like. Right there, that's pretty much the best use for a rogue token, is taking out Dougie. Everybody's using Dougie right now because he's got that super awesome buff where basically if you can get him to the tower, he's going to take a bar. So sitting on that level 5 epic rogue token, he definitely is perfect for dealing with Dougies, but I don't often use fantasy and I don't often use my rogue token. I have a witch doctor token, which I feel is much better, so I use him. But whatever it was like fantasy day, and maybe I was getting points in my deck for using rogue token or something, but I was switching it up. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it hurts. I got my King Clyde in there if you look at the bottom, and he's only a level 4, which is just retarded that I'm fighting top 100 fighters with the level 4. This guy's got a level 6 rare, and I have a level 4 King Clyde, but it doesn't matter. If you know what you're doing and how to use your cards, you can get away with it. That freaking Dougie gets all the way down there and basically gets a bar. You can't stop him. Dougies are really tough. I didn't have the energy to get my rogue token off. Medusa's doing a lot of damage, but it's going to take more than one shot to stop a Dougie, so you need to have some assassins already down on the field. If you don't have assassins down or lightning in your hand, like, good luck dealing with Dougie. There is no exact answer. I got really lucky there that Medusa turned Cyborg into a snake, because Clyde would have hit Cyborg, and then Clyde would have been fighting my Medusa, which would have been shitty for 10 seconds. So I won't lie, that worked out pretty well. I didn't say anything, I forgot, but this is Badfish, and they're a former mercenary, and I think they joined like Nambla now or something, but Badfish is a bad attitude. They were somebody who was talking shit to me. They hopped in a group chat and were saying how like Kuhn and friends and like every other team was a bunch of nobodies. If you're not a mercenary or a merc, that you were just like garbage. So we're all a bunch of nobodies apparently, if you ask the mercenaries. So it is what it is. This is me, JayHits, old dirty bastard, aka a regular nobody, signing out. Have a good one.